Okay, gang, we're going to do 7 and 11. We have to find the period and the amplitude of both of these. I just wrote the general equation above. So D is your up-down shift. A is your amplitude, which is how high and low the crest of the wave goes. How high the wave goes, how low the wave goes. B is the period, which is the horizontal width of one cycle. And C is your left-right shift. Okay, so A is always multiplied in the front of your trig, so this here is your A value. So A is 3/4. So if this graph is not pushed up or down, it means that it's going to go up 3/4, down 3/4, up 3/4, down 3/4 from the origin. Up 3/4, down 3/4. Up 3/4, down 3/4, that kind of idea from the origin. That's your amplitude. All right, then for the period, that is always multiplied times your x value. So this is your B. I didn't say that right. The B value is multiplied times the x. You have to use the formula to calculate the period. All right, so the period formula for cosine is 2 pi over b. So the b value in this case is pi over 2. I'm going to plug it into the formula, so I'm going to do 2 pi divided by pi over 2. I'm going to write it out the long way because that's usually easier for students. 2 pi divided by pi over 2, right? This means 2 pi divided by pi over 2. I'm going to convert this to multiplication, flip the guy on the right. 2 pi times 2 over pi. I'm going to reduce the pi's. This is going to equal to 4. So that means that the period of this function is 4. And what that means is that it means that the horizontal width of the cosine function, if you start at 0, one cycle will end at 4. Okay, so for the cosine to swing through one of its cycles will be 4 units long. That's what that means you found. All right, let's do another one. So the amplitude is multiplied times the trig function. Just a minor note here, the amplitude is actually the absolute value of A. So it's going to be the absolute value of negative 5/3, which is 5/3. So A here is 5/3. So that means from the center you go up 5/3, down 5/3, up 5/3, that kind of idea. What the negative is doing, for those of you who are curious about that, that means that's going to reflect over the x-axis. So instead of it going up first, it's going to go down first, and then go up, and then down. It's going to flip it. Alright, so again, for the period, you have to find the b value, which sits right in front of the x. So the b value here is pi over 2. I have to plug it into that formula I gave you earlier. So we're going to do 2 pi divided by pi over 2. So 2 pi divided by pi over 2. I'm going to change it to multiplication. I'm going to reduce, are those both, oh, it's a 12 on the second one, my bad. Let me just fix that number. Yeah, it's pi over 12 on the second one, okay. Alright, so I'm going to reduce the pi's, I'm going to get 24. No, not B, B is not 24. The period is 24. And that means that the width from 0, that is the width of one cycle. So when you draw the cosine, you know, that is the width it's going to take for it to run through one of its patterns. It's going to take 24 units, and then it will repeat it again in the next 24 units. Okay, gang, that's it on those two. You just had to find the amplitude and the period. Catch you. Bye-bye.